You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. What's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday. I was about to say Thursday. It's not Thursday yet. Don't rush me because I still have a lot of work to do for our live show happening this Friday here in New York City. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, all the good things. We are streaming live on YouTube only and on the Kempire on Facebook. So shout out to our Facebook community. I know some of you are like, why are we not on Twitch? Because this is why you got to follow me everywhere, right? Shout out to our members that are already in the chat. Shout out to the 68 of you that have already liked the video. Keep liking the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. This is a special Wednesday evening live. I did post a video earlier today about candy. We can briefly talk about that in just a second. I do have an update in regards to Brit Eady's lawsuit. Last night we were live and we talked about a couple of different legal matters that were happening, including Leah McSweeney's lawsuit. She had a bit of a legal win yesterday, so be sure to check that out if you missed it. I also updated you on Dorit and her pre-foreclosure again. I did get a chance today to watch some of the after show for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Don't ask me why. I just couldn't think of anything else to watch. But there was plenty for other things to watch. So I started the new season 4 of the UK Traitors. So I'm all in with that. This is all regular civilians. So I like that, though. I do enjoy that. So we shall see. I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that. I will talk about Traitors briefly at the live show this Friday. There's just so much to talk about. So much to talk about. What else did I want to talk about? Okay, we could just jump right on in. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. Shout out to our King's Guard. Shout out to our channel members. We appreciate you guys being here for a special evening live. Where do I want to even begin? There's things from the Jackson family that's going on. There's just a lot happening. I don't even know where I want to begin today. All right, I'll remind you that I did talk about this Kandi and Todd's story, and I said earlier today, I feel as if Kandi and Todd are trying to finalize any other business that they have connected to each other. They're trying to finalize it. So what we found out today, that the court basically has decided, they must have had some sort of settlement between her landlords, her and Todd's landlords for their Blaze seafood restaurant that never really popped off. So they have to now pay the landlord for $140,000 because their argument was that they made renovations and things like that to the space. They were owed money. So it seems as if they came to some sort of settlement with the landlord and they're going to be paying the landlord $140,000. If you missed it, because sometimes you only pay attention to the bad news, Kandi did do a couple of interviews before leaving Broadway these last few weeks, and she revealed that the divorce is not necessarily amicable. She's saying that, yes, you see what the people are saying on the blogs, and people are saying that he's trying to throw out the prenup. So she downplayed any of that. She seems very hopeful that this divorce is going to be a good one and that they're going to be able to co-parent. You may have saw it, Blaze, their daughter, recently had a pageant. They were both there. You remember during the holidays, they were both there. However, we did do a video reporting that Kandi was trying to get an official schedule because there was a little bit of a challenge over the holidays when it came to her seeing children. Well, now that she's not on Broadway, I'm sure now things can kind of get back to normal on some level. However, Kandi is also producing a new Broadway play. So hopefully I'll get to see that one. It was freezing here in New York. I was not trying to leave the house and go to Times Square. And if you're a New Yorker, you understand completely why. However, my live show, it's not on Times Square, but it's not far from Times Square. It's off the beaten path. It's more on the west side. But if you don't want to come, there is a live stream venue stream option. So go get your tickets today for the Kempire After Dark live show. Lakia says Kandi is a liar. Well, damn.
Lies! The lie!
Well, damn. Tell me how you really feel, Lakia. All right. L. Singleton says, yippee for the landlord. I'm a landlady, and if you make an agreement, you are required by law to keep it. And that's coming from a lawyer. L. Singleton is a lawyer. You remember Layla Lynn and Grace Report were on the channel earlier this week talking everything Potomac. And they had pretty much the same perspective when it came to what was going on with Kenya. You remember the last update that we gave you on Kenya was that Kenya has been officially evicted from the premises, her hair salon. A lot of people still confused it, thinking that she's been evicted from her home. No, she has not been evicted from her home. It's her hair salon that she showed on the show. Okay, so that's the last that I heard. There's more stuff that I've heard, but we'll talk about it on Friday. Okay. Alma said, I'd only go up there for you, Kempire. Well, I appreciate it. But at least we're off the beaten path. You might have to go through Times Square to get to where we are, but at least we're off the beaten path. You could get into a taxi, Alma, and get right back to home from there. Okay, just say. And you won't have to deal with the people. But I get it. All right, but since we're talking about Kenya is back in the headlines, but no, this time it's about Brit Eady. If you've been under a rock, you know what happened in season 16 between Kenya and Brit Eady. Brit Eady threatened Kenya with whips and chains and pows. Bravo did nothing. According to what we saw, it didn't seem like Bravo did much of anything. And according to what Kenya was saying, she felt like she did not like how Bravo handled the situation. You remember, she didn't like how they handled the situation. Bravo, I threw themselves under the bus because we literally saw her on camera talk about whips, chains, and pows and get really aggressive with Kenya. Okay. Well, then you saw what Kenya did. Kenya had her second hair salon grand opening because you remember she did it in season 15, but they never showed it, and she was very upset about that. Well, they ended up showing it in season 16 only for Kenya to use that moment to degrade and embarrass Brit Eady with explicit photos of allegedly Brit Eady. Brit Eady is now saying those photos were not her. Brit Eady went on to continue to film for the rest of the season, only for after leaving this season, she decided to sue the network. You remember she filed a $20 million lawsuit, withdrew that lawsuit, and has now refiled this lawsuit in federal court, the Southern District of New York, the same district that Leah McSweeney filed her lawsuit against Bravo. Well, Bravo did not waste any time. I guess the legal department was working overtime these last couple of weeks, and they have now an answer. Shout out to the DACA Diva, a.k.a. Lajani on X, because you know what we do here. We cite our sources. Be sure to follow her on socials. And she has been following this case because, I really have not talked about this case or really followed this case. We talked about it recently, but now I'm a little invested because I kind of want to see how this plays out because I've told you, just from an HR perspective, I feel as if I do think that Brit Eady might have a legitimate case, but I told you during our recaps of season 16 that I feel like Bravo dropped the ball on how they handled this. They probably should have never used this as a storyline for season 16. They probably should have just completely ignored this because remember, this incident happened like within the first 3 weeks. They should have completely distanced themselves from Kenya. They should have never featured Kenya on season 16 because the way they featured her felt weird anyway. And it made people kind of go like, I kind of wish Kenya was here. The way that you guys kind of have her here, but she's not here. It's like the ghost of Kenya. So I told you, I had my own criticisms of how Bravo handled the situation. So according to the DACA Diva, a.k.a. Lajani on X, she says before the former RHOA star ever stepped foot on set, she signed a talent agreement with her own lawyer present. The contract said that the show could be dramatic, offensive, unfavorable. These Bravo contracts, if y'all read any of these Bravo contracts, you'd be like, who is signing this? A lot of people. As you can see, the people that you see, they're signing these crazy contracts. So Dr. D says, before the former RHOA star ever stepped foot on set, she signed a talent agreement with her own lawyer present. The contract said that the show could be dramatic, offensive, unfavorable, and emotionally challenging. She signed it anyway. For Bravo, that's where it starts and stops. Buckle up, because this is very interesting. She filed 10 counts: sexual harassment, retaliation, breach of contract, negligence. intentional infliction of emotional distress. More. Bravo's response? Every single one needs to go, asking for a dismissal. So Bravo's asking for this lawsuit to be dismissed. Okay? That is Bravo's response. Because remember I said I wasn't sure how they were going to respond. Either they're going to ask for it to be dismissed or move into arbitration. Here's the problem with the Leah McSweeney. The judge scolded Bravo's attorneys and NBC Universal's attorneys, saying that now you want to go into arbitration with Leah McSweeney a little too late. So I'm pretty sure if they're going to try and move into arbitration, depending on what the court says in regards to a request for dismissal, I wouldn't be shocked that their next step would be like, well, we need to go into arbitration. We shall see. We shall see what the next move is. The Docket Diva also tweets, on the harassment claims, the filing says nothing she described even qualifies as actionable harassment, especially on a reality TV set. So they're trying to set up a situation saying that the reality TV of it all makes this very different. It's a very different work environment. But I always tell you, no, it's not, unless it's in the contract. And because of the reality TV reckoning, I'm sure those contracts are looking very different than they did before. So on the harassment claims, the filing says that nothing she described even qualifies as actionable harassment, especially on a reality TV set. And by her own allegations, Kenya Moore was the one who acted. So Bravo, you know how Kenya said the other day on her YouTube Live? She was like, I speak to Bravo all the time. I'm in the good graces of Bravo, basically. I text with Andy Cohen all the time. Well, Bravo's saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Kenya Moore was the one who acted, not Bravo or Truly Original, but Kenya. They are distancing themselves from Kenya. And who told you this is why you will not see Kenya on season 17? You probably won't see Kenya on season 18, 19, and 20. Until all of this is in the far, far past, you're not going to see, unless they end up signing some sort of settlement, you are not going to see Kenya on any NBC Universal platform ever again. At least not until all of this is settled. I told you this already, okay? Not saying that it can't happen. We look with Nene, but look how long it took for Nene. Which, this was a big check for Kenya. This is why it's very disappointing that she didn't just play her cards better than this. I really wish she would have played her cards better than this, because I know that check was big. I also know that she was lucky to even get the spot for season 16. And I know Team Twirl's gonna be like, what you mean? Team Twirl, I'm gonna need y'all to be a little bit more realistic. Because you remember before season 16 was even secured, Kenya was doing interviews that looked a little bit like what Nene was doing when Nene was let go. And everyone was like, is Kenya not returning? There was a lot of speculation about Kenya not returning before season 16. That's because it was not solidified. But then a major player dropped out and a little bit more money came in the budget. Candy Burris, formerly Tucker. I've been telling you guys this, all right? I'm never going to take away what Kenya has added to this show. But does Bravo value Kenya the way that you guys think that they value Kenya? I'm sure they value what she brought over the years. Exactly. Thank you. T-Third says over there on Carlos's channel. You remember. Go back and watch the interview again. You're welcome, Carlos. Go back and watch the interview again. Flip Virgo says justice for Ken. Okay, wait. You want Ken or you want Kenya? So I'm upset that she made such a silly move, such a misguided move. And that is a move when someone does not have the right people around her. And she didn't have the right people around her. But here's the thing. I'm a grown adult. I don't need the right people around me to know not to do what Kenya did. That was a multi-million-dollar mistake. Because when you think about the season after season after season that she's missing, after spinoff, Traitors, how much money is she missing because of this silly mistake? Because she thought that this is what you do on a reality show. The DACA diva continues in regards to what Bravo is saying in response to Brit Eady's lawsuit. She says the sex discrimination claim, dead on arrival. According to Bravo's response, you have to prove that conduct happened because you're a woman. She never alleged that. Can't satisfy the element. Can't keep the claim. So this is getting into legal mumbo jumbo that is way above what we need to know. Just understand that this is Bravo's response. They're saying there is no weight, there is no evidence of what Brit Eady is claiming in her lawsuit. But we shall see what the judge says. DACA diva continues. She said Brit tried to argue Bravo's internal workplace policies were binding contracts. According to the filing, Bravo says policies are not contracts. That's settled law. The jurisdiction argument is irrelevant, according to Bravo. Everything happened in Atlanta. Her New York discrimination claims don't apply. Because remember, she filed in the Southern District of New York. Bravo's closing argument essentially said that RHOA has always been RHOA. She knew that and she signed up for it. Court should dismiss this in full, Bravo says. What happens next? Well, be sure to follow DACA Diva on socials because she will get you covered, okay? And I'll report back when I see it. DACA Diva also provides a part of the response from this. They said defendants Truly Original LLC, that's the production company that produces Real Housewives of Atlanta. They also produce Potomac. And Bravo Media LLC, collectively defendants, through their undersigned counsel, submit this memorandum of law in support of their motion to dismiss, pursuant to rule, blah, 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 blah. Plaintiff, Brittany Eady's complaint is an attempt to rewrite history, they say in their statement, and her own contractual commitments because she no longer likes the consequences of joining a popular, long-running reality series well known to feature authentic, unscripted dialogue, conflict, drama, and confrontation, along with many other dynamics of a group of women. So Bravo was basically saying in this response, you knew what you were signing up for. This is reality television. They're like, kibosh, workplace, blah, blah, blah. This is what they're saying. Pageant Mommy, I want to hear what you have to say. Pageant Mommy says, well, Bravo's based in New York. Yeah, you're right. They're based in New York. And their parent company, too, NBC Universal. But Bravo's reply to her lawsuit is that you knew what you signed up for. You knew that this was a toxic work environment. They're not saying it in those terms. They're saying this is reality television. This is why these lawsuits are so important. Because if this lawsuit actually goes in Brit Eady's favor, then it could set up a precedent for these other lawsuits that are currently going on and any future lawsuits. But Bravo is taking a different stance. They're saying this is what reality television is. You knew this when you signed your contract. They continue. They said Eady was not misled, and she certainly was not victimized by defendants. Having joined the franchise in season 16, well into its long-running history and publicly known format, Eady knowingly walked into the spotlight and expressly accepted the risks inherent in unscripted television. But here's the thing. And look, y'all know I'm not a Brit Eady stan. I'm just a stand for the truth and the facts and the HR policies of it all. Okay? Does that make it okay that one of your employees decided to expose an explicit photo that's not even her? Let's say it was AI. Would that be okay? And what were the measures that Bravo Truly Original took after that incident happened? But maybe there are. Again, this is just the beginning of what we're finding out. When there's an investigation, that's confidential. We're not going to know any of that. However, what did you guys do when that happened? We shall see. So they said, Eady knowingly walked into the spotlight and expressly accepted the risks inherent in unscripted television. Indeed, before filming, Eady reviewed and presumably negotiated a talent agreement with counsel and executed clear, unequivocal disclosures acknowledging that she could be portrayed in unfavorable, embarrassing, offensive, or fictionalized ways. Do you guys hear what I'm reading to you? This is in legal documents. In fictionalized ways? Fictionalized. I told you, I'll say allegedly. In these Bravo and reality TV contracts, not just Bravo, because I remember, what's her name? The one with the vein in her forehead. I can't think of her name right now. Y'all know who I'm talking about from Love and Hip Hop. She's talked about this before in regards to they could take audio from a completely different scene and manipulate it in another scene. That's happened over there at Bravo, allegedly, I'll say. Cover myself. Erica Mena, I just thought of it. Okay, Elephant Brain, before I even saw what you guys said, Erica Mena, she was the one who said that a couple of years ago. So this is so interesting to me that this is what they're saying in their response to the Brit Eady of it all. That's the only reason why I'm even reacting to this, because I could care less about the Brit Eady of it all. I want to see what the result is, okay? But this is very interesting, especially Pageant Mommy. Isn't it interesting to you from an HR perspective? What did you say, Pageant Mommy? Hold on. Let me see. You said a couple of things. Pageant Mommy says, let me add, this administration is employed leaning, not employee leaning. The new EOs favor employers. And you know, the folks that work for any company always say that HR is always protecting the employer. And for the most part, they are. Pageant Mommy says, yes, because they have the protection of this administration and their new employment policies. And I've heard some things, y'all. Y'all would be shocked, the powers that be, and who they would vote for. I've heard some things I can't reveal. So it doesn't shock me that that's happening over there at NBC Universal. Read between the lines, okay? So let me reread this part to you. And if you're just joining us, we're talking about Brit Eady's lawsuit and Bravo's response. This is Bravo's response to her lawsuit saying that they had a toxic work environment. So they said that she knowingly reviewed and presumably negotiated a talent agreement with counsel and executed clear, unequivocal disclosures acknowledging that she could be portrayed in unfavorable, I could accept that, embarrassing, okay, offensive, all right. This part was interesting to me. Or fictionalized ways. Fictionalized ways. That she could encounter provocative conduct or speech from other cast members, and that production could involve stressful or emotionally challenging circumstances. She knowingly accepted those risks and now seeks to manufacture claims about the very environment she agreed to join. What? What? See this? And you guys always ask me, Kempire, would you do reality television? Kempire, do Traitors? No. Traitors is also produced by the parent company. I know it's on Peacock, but the parent company is NBC Universal. No, because this is the kind of tomfoolery that's in these contracts. No. OMG. Wow. I had to read it to you again because you may have missed it. Kayla says, excuse me? I know. I think it's important to reiterate what people are doing. And if you are considering doing reality television, please pay attention to what I've been telling you over the last couple of years when it comes to reality television and why people need to stop investing in it. And I know, and this is coming from me who talks about reality television, but please understand, if reality television falls away, we talk about other things. We'll be talking about Janet Jackson in just a second. I love Janet, my Taurus sister. It's not about Janet. There's plenty of things for us to talk about. All right? For those that are just joining us, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Today is brought to you by our friends over at Ro. I know you're probably tired of hearing people say, new year, new me. However, it can be a new year and a new you. Everyone is trying to get back into the gym. They're trying to do some weight loss things. You may have also heard of GLP-1s. Well, our friends over at Ro has gotten you covered with the new GLP-1 pill. The pill is a new, more convenient and approachable way to GLP-1s if you've been thinking about it. A self-administered shot can be a bit intimidating. But now there's a pill that delivers comparable results. If you've been thinking about getting on a GLP-1, Ro might be the way to do it. They have 100% online care, access to clinically proven, FDA-approved medications, free insurance checks, side effects management, dosing support, and more. Ro offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. The new GLP-1 pill has the same weight loss ingredient as the shot and packs comparable results to the shot. It can help patients lose 14% of their body weight in a year on average. This is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or overweight plus a weight-related condition with diet and exercise. You may have also seen Serena Williams talk about collaborating and endorsing Ro as well. As a world-class athlete, she also wanted to drop pounds after having children. If I had needed this particular option, this is what I would use. A pill versus a shot? Why not? Go to ro.co/Kempire to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Ro. That's ro.co/Kempire to get started on Ro. Go to ro.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medication. More details on your discount and more will be available in the description. And we're back. All right, so for those that are just joining us, we're talking about the Brit Eady lawsuit. Bravo is responding to this lawsuit, and this is so interesting to me. These are the parts where I'm like, damn, maybe I should have went to law school, but I've talked and worked with thousands of attorneys, and the resounding thing is that they wish they didn't do it. But I'm not telling y'all not to do it because y'all gonna end up on reality television instead of going to law school, and we need lawyers, okay? Pageant Mommy says this. She says, "This is so interesting. Bravo will fight this because of the precedents it could set." That's the interesting part to me, Pageant Mommy, is because, and I get it, they are going to fight this because, like I said, if Brit wins on this stance, it's going to open them up to many other lawsuits. And that's probably also why they've moved to have it dismissed versus moving it directly into arbitration. Julianne, thank you so much for the super. Julianne says, everyone is suing Bravo. So at this point, I'm filing a PTSD lawsuit for the Bolo episode. That means we all should, right? Jackie, thank you so much for the super chat. Jackie, where were you in this picture? You were like having the best time ever. It looks like the sun is hitting you. Okay. That's where I need to be. Today was another beautiful day here in New York City. Oh, it wasn't as warm as the last couple of days, but it was nice. It still was a nice day. I still went for my walk. 2 miles instead of 3 today. Lord. Jackie says, just purchased my live stream ticket. So excited. Thank you, Jackie. I'm excited for this show because, like I said to you before, guys, this is the only show I have planned for 2026. So I'm leaving everything on that stage. I'm talking about everything and anything. And if you are coming in person, make sure you have your question ready and make it juicy. Okay? Make it juicy. You only get one. Okay, you only get one because we don't have a lot of time. Taria Faison is going to be our hostess with the mostest, and she's got some tea in regards to the Wendy Asefo of it all. And she reminded me of some of the stuff that she's going to talk about. I'm like, oh, so you guys are going to be in for a treat. Okay, in for a treat. And like I said, shout out to the people coming in person because sometimes you end up getting more like offline because when we're not on stage, we have our meet and greet. You guys are going to be asking questions then. Tea will be spilled there. So shout out to the folks that have got the in-person tickets. There's still a few left, but we're basically sold out. But there are a couple tickets left. All right? So be sure to check that out. Maloney says, I only did a mile today. That's still better than nothing. Pageant Mommy says, Kempire, technically Kenya could file a suit too. Remember we talked about that. And remember there were rumors that Kenya was going to do that. She ended up not doing that. And I think the reason why Kenya ended up not doing that is because she wanted to continue to work with the network. She knew if she did file one that she wouldn't be able to do that. So let's get back into Bravo's response to Brit Eady's lawsuit of a toxic work environment. I'm going to reread some of the things for those that are just joining us because it's kind of crazy that this is their response. But I get it. They're fighting. Having joined the franchise in season 16, well into its long-running history and publicly known format, Eady knowingly walked into the spotlight and expressly accepted the risks inherent in unscripted television. Indeed, before filming, Eady reviewed and presumably negotiated a talent agreement with counsel and executed clear, unequivocal disclosures acknowledging that she could be portrayed in unfavorable, embarrassing, offensive, or fictionalized ways. In fictionalized ways, they said, that she could encounter. I wonder what they mean when they say fictionalized ways. What do you mean when you say fictionalized ways? Because remember, Brit Eady's also claiming that the explicit photo that Kenya shared at her hair spa grand opening was not her. Okay. So they continue. They said, or in fictionalized ways that she could encounter provocative conduct or speech. They're probably talking about the bolo of it all. Provocative conduct. Lakia says, Bravo said, F your claims. You're right. Someone said, Kayla says, Doritos life. Dorit, who's facing pre-foreclosure again. Yeah. They continue in their response to Brit Eady's lawsuit that she could encounter provocative conduct or speech from other cast members and that production could involve stressful or emotionally challenging circumstances. She knowingly accepted those risks and now seeks to manufacture claims about the very environment she agreed to join. Oof. Specifically, Eady's 10-count complaint contains contrived claims against defendants under New York and Georgia law for sexual harassment, retaliation, breach of contract, breach of the implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing, negligence, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Eady's claims should be dismissed in their entirety. The lawsuit is nothing more than an effort to convert the core elements of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, a series that often features verbal sparring, provocative speech, and heightened drama tension into alleged, quote, harassment. After the fact. So that's what they're saying. They're saying her claims should be dismissed in their entirety. The lawsuit is nothing more than an effort to convert the core elements of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, a series that often features verbal sparring, provocative speech, and heightened drama tension into alleged harassment after the fact. That is their response. That is Bravo, NBC Universal, and Truly Originals' response to Brit Eady's lawsuit. I'm going to be following this lawsuit because now things just got interesting. Right? Things just got interesting for me. Okay. Sidebar. I'll add timestamps later or tomorrow, guys, in regards to for those that are just joining us. Because we're talking about reality television, I have to play this clip. And shout out to our friends over at No Chaser TV. If you're not following them on all socials, Instagram, on Twitter, I still call it Twitter, on Facebook, be sure to follow them. I've been utilizing their page a lot lately, as you've seen, but you know what we do here. We cite our sources. So be sure to check them out and follow them. Kelly Clarkson. Since we're talking about reality television, and I literally, when I saw this clip, I said to myself, wait, is the American Idol documentary coming next? Take a listen to what Kelly had to say about her experience, because she was interviewing Rob from The Traitors, and this is what she had to say about her prize.
$1,800 richer now? Is that what it is?
I think that's right.
That's a nice number. So what was the moment you took that in? That changes your life.
They still haven't paid me.
Oh.
Rob says they still have not paid him the money. I did not believe that they would. There was always a period of time. Remember, The Traitors just ended, so I didn't believe that he got the money yet. So...
But I relate to this.
Put the pressure on.
I relate to this so hardcore because whenever I won, they sold my. You probably weren't alive when I was on.
This is Kelly Clarkson for those that don't realize who you're listening to. My Taurus sister.
But I literally was on the show and they were like, "Oh, you win $1 million or whatever." Da, da, da. No, you didn't. They lied.
Remember, for those that remember American Idol, remember we thought that they got $1 million No, they got $1 million contract. That's what I remember. Well, she's saying that no. They didn't get $1 million.
You did not. No, it was like $1 million worth of investment in you.
That's crazy.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes!
I didn't know that.
And then they said you get a car, and I needed it because my car was bashed in and I couldn't afford the deductible.
Remember they were supposed to get a car for American Idol season 1? Keep listening.
Get a car. And then Clay Aiken, who didn't win the second season, got a car and his mom.
Welcome to America. Not his mom got it. Everyone thinks that Clay Aiken won American Idol. Clay Aiken just became really, really popular. He was the guy that you did not suspect to have that big voice. He didn't win. Remember? Ruben Studdard won. He didn't win, but he still had a big, huge career. But she says that that Clay got a car and his mother got a car. That is the mother part for me. But also, he didn't win.
Unbelievable.
I was like, what? I remember Clay telling me that the second season. He was like, yeah, they gave my mom one. I was like, I'm going to actually kick your ass right now.
There should be some system where, like, if you win something on the first season of something, whatever the prize has become, you should retroactively get that.
No, it was supposed to be the prize then. Okay? It was supposed to be the prize then. That's what I'm saying. You might not see it.
She's telling Rob he might not see. He'll see it. He's a white man in America. He's going to see his money. This is what I did like about Kelly Clarkson. And I don't watch Kelly Clarkson's daytime talk show Chapter and Verse, but all the clips I always would see, I'm like, she seems so perfect for daytime. As you know, this will be her last season. I do believe that Kelly decided to end her show because, you know, her family has gone through a lot in recent months, the last couple of years in regards to her ex-husband passing away. So she's deciding to walk away from the show. I never felt like she was really passionate about doing this daytime talk show stuff. I think she's more passionate about music, but she's also a businesswoman, and she was like, you know what? This is going to keep us secure for a little bit, and it's a steady job, and she doesn't have to tour. The music business doesn't make a lot of money, especially in streaming. And I'm talking about Kelly Clarkson, who has big music, but the music business doesn't make the money that it used to, not like the 90s. Foxy says they definitely owe Kelly a car. I think at this point, Kelly's like, I'm good. But they should have. They should have. I mean, look, Simon Cowell makes so much money, not to say, I mean, he was one of the producers, but he makes so much money, he could literally gift her a car if he really wanted to, but she doesn't need it. She doesn't need it. Right? All right. Moving on from there. Guys, I have seen this Dwight Howard, is that his name? Story. I have not gotten into it. I know that this has been going on for so long, so some of you are asking me about it. I honestly, not that I don't care, it's so much. There's just so much toxicity. I just can't. It's just too much. It's too much. All right. I do want to play this clip. Candace, on her podcast, Undomesticated, talked about Pinky Cole. Remember we talked about Pinky Cole? I can't play for you Pinky Cole's video, because she used like real people's music, so I don't need a copyright strike for it. But she was basically teaching people what a Chapter 11, but also Chapter 7 bankruptcy looks like. And you remember Miss Esquire called into our TikTok. I even posted it here on YouTube so you can actually watch it. She has experience in bankruptcies, and she talked about it. And we were talking about bankruptcy is not what you guys think it is. I know we have grown up thinking bankruptcy is the worst thing in the world. And I'm not saying that it's always good, but it's good to understand that it's not always bad. And Candace is talking on her podcast about it. And I actually heard it earlier today, and I was like, you know, I don't agree with them. But I'm going to play a clip for you guys.
Girl, stop doing these skits. Please stop.
This is Candace's co-host, Michael, talking about Pinky Cole's skit, where she basically was pretending to be Miss Rachel, but also singing and dancing, teaching people what bankruptcy can look like.
It's weird.
It is very weird. I'm like, why are you, what? Like, you took time to do this.
Right. When you should be working on restructuring the debt around your business, which is, because, I'll say this too. Because there are a lot of people saying, ooh, like, you know, kind of like doing the charade, the ooh, if you remember that from OG Atlanta, doing that at Pinky. Listen, you guys, white people have been filing Chapter 11, Chapter 7. It's a lot of different types of bankruptcy for decades, for centuries. The whites have been filing for bankruptcy.
No, you're not doing charade. Ooh, at her like not.
No, because
white people do that type of stuff all the time.
It happens all. It's actually in a lot of cases it's a smart business move because especially
and not just white people, millionaires and billionaires. I think that's important to know because we have now more than just white people that are millionaires and billionaires.
Particularly, I know for a fact.
We were just talking about Pat McGrath, the icon in the beauty world. She just filed for, I believe it was Chapter 11. She just secured $30 million in funding. So many people are like, oh my God, not Pat McGrath. She just secured $30 million in funding. Her brand is going to be okay. These things happen.
For Chapter 11, that your business is still operating. It's just, this allows you to restructure your debt in a way that you can hopefully keep your doors open. And of course, you'll be under certain parameters for, I don't know, what is it, 7 years? I forget what it is. But there are certain parameters where you're not going to be able to like buy Bentleys and whatever, but you can still operate your business. You're just restructuring your business. This happens all the time. Like ask a Rothschild, ask a Koch, ask a Trump, okay, about bankruptcy. So this notion that, we're like manhandling this Black woman in the press and and on social media because she's filing for bankruptcy, I can't get behind that. Now, what I will say is bankruptcy is not something that you just sit up one morning and say, oh, I think I'm going to go down to the place and do this today. This is something that if you're a strong businesswoman, and I would venture to think that Pinky is, you've thought about this over the course of some time. I'd venture to say some years. Like you don't just decide in a month's time, we're going to file for bankruptcy. So and the timeline for housewives can be about a year from the time you get your first call to all of your test shoots and all of your chemistry tests to then getting onto the show. That can be like 6 months to a year. So the timing of this, if my intel serves me correctly on Housewives, it overlapped.
Better to file it after filming.
So that was some of their thoughts, but I listened to their full episode. They really were not here for Pinky and her skits. I could see the comment section. They're not here for her skits. I appreciate her skits. You know why? It shows me a little bit more about who she is and her personality and what we can expect from RHOA. I'm still open. I want to see. Remember, she did another video where when this initially not broke the internet, but, came out, she made another skit where she was sort of like had her luggage and she was leaving. Mind you, all I saw was these huge doors. I don't know what kind of car. I don't know if it was a Bentley in the driveway. And I was like, okay, I'm like, all right, she's making fun of herself. But I also appreciate they in their podcast talked a little bit about how they felt like she was talking down to people when she was doing the whole Miss Rachel of it all. Well, I think that was her reaction to a lot of people in the comments section that really do not understand what bankruptcy is and how that works. And she's been very transparent and open about the struggles that she's had over the years when it comes to scaling this business, Slutty Vegan. Like she scaled really quickly and she had to learn the lessons from scaling that quickly. But she is a self-made millionaire. And that's why I said when they initially announced her, I was like, I don't know her personality, but I do know her story. And I'm interested in so many of you keep asking to see more people like Pinky Cole on your reality television sets. Be open. Don't immediately write her off. But Pinky, I will say this. In the trailer, you talked about buying those foreclosed houses from Angela. This don't land the same. So land the same after you do something like that. But I'm not counting you out. Okay, I'm not counting you out. So I wanted to play that clip for you. If you go check out Undomesticated Candace and Michael's podcast, you could hear their full thoughts. I really appreciated their podcast during the Traders because I wanted to hear Candace's perspective on what was happening in the castle at the time. Okay, moving on. All right, where else do I want to go? Let's get into the Janet Jackson of it all because I'm not going to be here long. Okay, but before we get into Janet Jackson of it all, today is brought to you by our friends over at Factor. I love a good Factor meal. I love a quality food. I'm such a picky, finicky eater, but I'm also very busy. You know, I have a live show this week, so Factor makes quality food, and I can get it in 2 minutes. And they have a variety for you to choose from, and they have some new stuff as well. Somewhere between the first warm weekend and realizing short season is getting close. Where are my pom-poms at? Eating well stops feeling optional. Factor is how I stopped letting a busy schedule be my excuse. Fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs. Ready in 2 minutes, no planning, no cooking. They have quality, functional ingredients, including lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, and healthy fats. No refined sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and no refined seed oils. 100 rotating weekly meals to keep things fresh and delicious through winter. As I said to you before, there's so many different varieties for you, be it high protein, calorie smart, Mediterranean diet, if you're on a GLP-1, and they have ready to eat salads, okay? But of course, we've gotten you a discount. Head to factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use code Kempire50 off to get 50% off and free breakfast for 1 year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor. More information on Factor will be available in the description. All right. Thank you to the 366 of you that have already liked the video. We appreciate that. But we have over 1,000 of you here. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. All right. Are you guys excited about the new Michael Jackson movie? Because I remember VH1 did the American Dream Michael Jackson movie. It is still the best Jackson family series that they ever did. Where can we watch that now? Can they put that out? Can they put that out? I need that. Okay. Well, there's the new Michael Jackson movie that's coming out next month, and now everyone is there's so much drama allegedly happening within the Jackson family. Paris Jackson is slamming the movie, saying that the movie is telling lies. Let's get into that because she said this a few months ago. But here's the thing. TMZ is reporting that she's having issues with the estate. Because you remember, the estate that Michael Jackson set up is separate from his family. There are executors that oversee his entire catalog, his career, everything, including this movie. And she's saying that things that we're seeing in the movie are not true. But what I saw from the comment section, people were like, "How would you know? You were even born when some of this stuff was happening." Doesn't mean she doesn't know the family stories. So TMZ says Paris Jackson turned a courthouse run into a full-blown fashion moment. And no, this wasn't some glitzy red carpet. She was heading in for a hearing tied to her late dad, Michael Jackson's estate. Paris rocked a burgundy blouse tucked into a matching wide leg trouser, strutting into LA court Wednesday morning in a skyscraper heels while carrying a matching handbag and clutching her paperwork like a boss. No doubt about it, she looked phenomenal. Beachy waves cascading down, a bright smile on her face, serving confidence while handling business. Okay. I mean, at least she seems to be normal despite the amount of attention and how she grew up. She was also holding a binder that says Paris Jackson versus John Branca et al., tied to her legal fight over the King of Pop's estate. Paris is challenging the estate's executors, John Branca and John McClane, accusing them of mismanaging funds, putting their own interests first, and failing to provide proper financial transparency. Bottom line, they said that she wants more accountability and a bigger say in how her father's fortune is handled. It makes me wonder, how does Blanket feel? How does Michael Jackson Jr. feel? Because I never really see them talk about the estate and what's going on with that. Okay. As I said to you before, she's spoken out about this Michael Jackson movie, and now, according to TMZ, they've got the exclusive in regards to Janet Jackson. So apparently, there may have been some sort of like screening for the family. So remember, Jafar Jackson, Jermaine Jackson's son, is playing Michael Jackson. By now, you've probably seen all of the previews that's where it's coming. I'm gonna go see it. It looks like it's going to be really, really good. It does. It looks like it's going to be really, really good. And some of your favorite people are in it, including Nia Long. So, let me read to you what they're saying. TMZ, what's up with every time I go to your website? Sidebar. Anyone else that go to TMZ's website, every time I go to their website, it's like spam, 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 all errors. I'm like, what is going on, TMZ? Why is your website, your $1 million platform, why am I getting spam like this? Just saying. But anyway. So, according to TMZ, I want to say this. I don't believe this story. I don't believe the story because they're trying to make it seem like Janet Jackson was jealous of Michael Jackson. I will say that there were some challenges in their relationship, which she talked about in her own documentary. Remember her documentary? We recapped it. If you missed it, you can see it on our YouTube channel. So Janet Jackson is smack in the middle of a heated battle with her brother Jermaine Jackson and other family members over the biopic Michael. And the feud all comes down to envy, TMZ has learned. I wouldn't doubt that Jermaine is fishing this story to the tabloids. Just saying. I just have a feeling. This is the most attention Jermaine has gotten in years. Janet doesn't need this attention. They're jealous of Janet. And I've always said I have such a high respect for Janet Jackson when it comes to being able to develop her own career and be respected as a musician when your brother is Michael Jackson. Can you imagine? Your brother is Michael Jackson, but you have solidified a name and a discography that is your own. So much so, when Michael was going through what he was going through, that's why we got screamed, because they were like, she's doing big things. She's a big name. You and Janet should do something together. And remember, in the docuseries she talked about how it wasn't as beautiful as a beautiful moment as people thought that it was. That broke my heart for her. Lakia says, "Yup, it's him. It's you, Jermaine. I know you're the one feeding this terrible story to the tabloids. I believe it, and I don't believe it's Jafar. I believe it's you." So, according to TMZ, they said one source closely tied to the family tells us Michael Jackson's siblings first got into it during a phone call on the heels of the whole family getting together in LA last week to screen the movie, which hits theaters next month. TMZ's told that Janet was very critical of the film. Maybe because of the way that she's depicted in it. I don't know. So they said that They said we're told Janet was very critical of the film while Jermaine loudly applauded. It's worth noting that Jermaine's son, Jafar, stars as Michael, but their conflict appears to run deeper than just the movie. The source says that Janet always has been insanely jealous of Michael.
Lies! The lie!
Y'all not going to make me believe that Janet was jealous of Michael Jackson. You know who I think is jealous of Michael Jackson? Jermaine Jackson. This is why I feel like Jermaine fished this story to TMZ. The fact that his son is being able to play his iconic brother, I feel like Jermaine is like, now the spotlight's on me and my family. That's how I feel. I don't know that for a fact. This is all speculation. But that's how I feel. He feels like now he can live off his son's success. His son is going to be the next Michael Jackson. Lies you tell.
Lies! The lie!
And sorry, Jafar, this is no offense to you. This is no offense to you. I'm sure you're going to do a bang-up job. But didn't Jafar put out his own music? And no one cared? Sorry, damn, Jafar, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jafar, I'm sorry. Sorry, Jafar. This is not your fault. This is your daddy's fault. Okay? Let me continue because this damn TMZ website is working my last good nerve. TMZ, what is wrong with y'all? This is why I use the app. This is so ridiculous. Let me go back. All right. So they said that Janet has always been jealous, insanely jealous of Michael, and her career is in the toilet. Her career is in the toilet? No, it's not. Maybe in her perspective it is, but no, it's not. She's still touring. She don't need to tour. I wonder why Janet even tours anymore. I don't believe she got the billions of dollars that people think that she got from that damn relationship. But Janet's career is not in the toilet. Jermaine Jackson's career is in the toilet. Jermaine Jackson's career is in the toilet. Damn, Jermaine, you said this. You got up on your PC computer, your personal computer, and wrote this email from some alias and sent this to TMZ. Okay. They said that she was always insanely jealous of Michael and her career is in the toilet. And you know the thing is, Janet knows what they know. So she knows who sent this. Janet, who is by far the second most successful Jackson, was the only person who reacted negatively after the family's preview, according to our source, who even added her boyfriend. Is her boyfriend the guy that they pictured her with at the recent concert? They said that who even added that Janet's boyfriend cheered and said, "Now that's a movie." Who wrote this? I believe Jermaine did. Jermaine's like, I don't want any bad press for this movie. This sounds like an email that Jermaine sent. Or he had someone send it. He probably had Jafar type this up for daddy. Type this up for daddy. Okay? Kirsty says, why are you blaming Jermaine Kempire? The more I tell you the story, doesn't sound like it has Jermaine's greasy fingerprints all over it. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? The more I talk, I got to get through this article, y'all, because this website is killing me right now. This is crazy, TMZ. What is wrong with y'all? So they claimed that Janet's boyfriend was cheered after they had the screening of the movie and was just like, now that's a movie. I know Janet was just like, shut up. They're told that other family members, OMG, other family members, including matriarch Katherine Jackson, who's going to celebrate a birthday in May, she's a Taurus like me, loved it. And Page Six reported most of the fam is Team Jermaine when it comes to the project. Let me go to their article because OMG, this is ridiculous right now, TMZ. They said, of course, the movie was produced by the Michael Jackson estate, but Janet did not participate, nor is she featured in the movie. Our sources say that Janet was offered an opportunity to join the production, but declined. That was something that Paris Jackson said as well, that they wanted to involve her, but she ended up not getting involved. As for her being left out of the script, we're told it would only have been a bit role anyway. We've reached out to Janet's camp for comment, but so far, no word back. This sounds like something that Jermaine wrote himself. I'm just saying. This is exactly what it sounds like. Everything, calling Janet jealous, saying that Janet's boyfriend even loved the movie. This sounds like a sibling. If you have siblings, I'm the youngest of 6. Janet's the youngest of how many? She knows who did this, right, Janet? If you're watching this, you think Janet watches YouTube? Janet, if you're watching this, you know that this has your brother's mitts all over it, right? Jermaine did this. His greasy knuckles are all over this report. He did this. He sent this to TMZ. He is their source. I'm telling you right now, he is the source. Allegedly, I'll say, because just for legal reasons. For legal reasons. All right. So how are you doing the Michael Jackson movie and there's no mention of Janet? You're not going to see Janet at all? Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay. Will you be going to see this movie? Let me know in the chat. Will you be going to see this movie in April? Okay. All right. Let me say thank you for being a member. V Wade, thank you so much for being a member for 16 months. She says, hey, glad to see the live and got my stream ticket. Thank you so much, V Wade. Yes, guys, if you missed it, our live show is happening Friday. Our live show is happening. I'm still figuring out what I want to talk about. I might have to add the Janet of it all to this long list. I might just have to do honorable mention of topics that we just can't get to. But I believe Jermaine had his greasy fingers all over this damn story. And he fished this to TMZ. Everyone's agreeing with me. I see it. I see it. Guys, don't forget the live show happening this Friday. There are venue stream tickets, aka live stream tickets. This is not like what you see here on YouTube. I don't have to be cookie cutter in person. We go there, okay? But it's a lot of laughs. It's a lot of fun. People are bringing tea. Taria Faison is going to be our hostess with the mostest. She's bringing tea. So go get your venue stream ticket. Ticket information will be available in the description. All right. We're going to round this out. If you guys have questions for me, be sure to put a Q before it in your question, and I will get to it in a second. All right. And if you missed it, I did do a report on Candy and Todd earlier today, so be sure to check that out. I also gave you an update on Dorit's pre-foreclosure that's coming. Nene and Portia were photographed at the recent basketball game. I don't believe it. I think they're playing nice. I have my reasons for saying that, but I don't believe it. But they're playing nice because, you know, they're going to be an ultimate girls trip. They know that people are going to love seeing them together. But cute. But guess who was also there? Portia was there with her new girlfriend, Sway. All right? Sway got swag. Okay? That's her new girlfriend. All right? They out. I will believe it. I got to see how this all plays out for the new season of RHOA. I don't know if I believe it, but we shall see. We shall see. So Portia and Nene were hanging out, or they took a photo. They weren't hanging out, let's be honest. And then Portia and Sway, they still going strong. They were just in Bali, but now here they are. They're in these streets. They're in these streets, y'all. All right. I also saw that they released a few clips from Married to Medicine season finale. I'm not going to play them for you. You can check them out on our friends over at No Chaser TV. You can also see it on the Bravo Shade Room. I'm ready for the reunion for Married to Medicine. I am ready for the reunion. For some reason, the season finale, the big issue, of course, is the Met Gala. That's going to be their big final party. The other issue is the fact that Curtis made those comments about, you know, religion and you know, Quad and King having premarital sex and a baby without getting married first, and he's holier than thou, even though he was getting head and Hilson head. Okay. Lovely Nola says Portia's body is tea. You're right. That's the first thing I noticed. I was like, okay, Portia, I see the stomach. And when you look at her face, oh my gosh, her daughter has her entire face. That's so crazy to me. Mrs. Dash says the comments are hilarious. Aren't they always? Schuler, thank you so much for the super chat. Schuler says Jermaine did an MJ diss song before. Did he? That wouldn't shock me. You know that those brothers were jealous of him. Miyako, thank you so much for the super chat. Miyako says, Lord, I can't wait for all that sway of it all. I wonder if she's going to marry her too. Did you do that intentionally by saying it twice like Rashida? All right. Kick Push says, I just bought my live ticket. Kick Push, thank you so much. Again, ticket information in regards to the live show are available in the description. Poems by Val says, I bought my live stream ticket and I will be watching and drinking my wine with great snacks. Love you, Kempire. That sounds... I wish I could be home watching a live stream and having the snacks. I need to have some snacks on stage. That's going to be on my rider. I'm going to send them an email tonight. This is my rider. I want French fries on stage so I can eat. No, y'all. I don't eat here. You guys said, Kempire, you can eat with us. You don't have to worry about. You can. No. I need to luxuriate in my food. Okay. I love to luxuriate in my food. Guys, we're almost at 500 likes. Keep liking the video if you haven't already. Lady D, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Lady D says, Jermaine inhaled too much Gorilla Glue. I did you guys a favor by not even posting a picture of Jermaine. I said, no, we're going to put up a beautiful picture of our girl, Janet. Look how cute. How old is Janet now? She's going to be 60 soon, right? How old is Janet Jackson? Please hold. Hold on. How old is Janet Jackson? Yeah, she's going to be 60 this year. My Taurus sister. A Taurus sister. Cheekbones or cheekboning. Okay. Enough of that. Lady G says, Jermaine inhaled too much Gorilla Glue and Sharpie styling his head. I'm telling you, I believe that Jermaine Jackson is behind that story being fished to TMZ. But I said, I'm going to talk about it. Okay. SC says, I got my live stream ticket. Thank you so much, SC. I love it. You guys are getting your live stream ticket. I will be talking about this until Friday. I'm going to even go live behind the scenes on Friday. So stay tuned. When Taria's with me, we're going to go live. So make sure you're following me everywhere on Instagram, on TikTok, here on YouTube. There's a lot happening. Goss the Boss says, I am packing. I love it. You guys are coming to New York. Oh my God. I hope you enjoy the show. I always feel this the way though, like right before the show. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope you guys enjoy the show. There's so much pressure. Arturo says, do you drink Kemp? Nope, I don't actually. I don't drink. Gospel says, I'm packing now for my trip to New York. Can't wait for the show. Hercules. Raquel says, I love Janet. The fact that they tried to make it seem like Janet's career is in the toilet. Yes, Janet's career is not what it was, but her career is far from the toilet. You know whose career is in the toilet? Jermaine Jackson. His career has been in the toilet. It's down the drain. Okay, the point of no return. But I think because his son is going to be the star of this movie, parents like this. I wouldn't be shocked that in his head, call me now, I'm like a psychic. I wouldn't be surprised in his head, he feels like the star. And now he's coming for Janet? I bet Janet, because Janet's the younger. Look, I'm the young one. I'm the youngest in my family too. And I'm the Taurus. I wouldn't be surprised Janet came up and they're like, what the hell is this? I wouldn't be surprised. She not mincing any kind of words. Her facial expression told it all. Shout out to all the Tauruses. It's about to be our season. Creamy Kaz says, I got my live stream ticket last week. Can't wait for Friday. Thank you so much, Creamy Kaz. We appreciate you. It's going to be a good old time. Stella says, okay, you guys are pretty. Look, all these people coming out tonight. Says, yes, I bought my live stream ticket. I'm so excited. But yes, Kempire, Jermaine did a diss song because Michael kept L.A. Reid busy with nothing when he was supposed to be working with Jermaine. Not y'all bringing the old school tea out. I'm not going to even listen to it because I know it's going to sound like a hot mess. Nope. I'm going to go listen to my Janet Jackson vinyls that I just got not too long ago. I'm going to go listen to that because Janet has iconic albums, okay? Janet doesn't need to live off of Michael. Come on. Janet doesn't need to necessarily go on tour with her siblings in order to make a buck. When Janet shows up, y'all are so thankful. Remember that Janet recently showed up during one of the Jackson 5, and I'm not going to take away from that Jackson 5, but Jackson 5 ain't nothing without Michael Jackson, just saying. Sorry. I didn't mean to read the brothers like this, but I'm just saying. I knew that was coming. Erica says, Kempire, don't skip Aries season. I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. As soon as I said it, I knew that was coming. Stella says, yes, I just want my live stream ticket. I'm so excited. But yes, Kempire, Jermaine did do this song because Michael kept L.A. Reid busy with nothing when he was supposed to be working on Jermaine's thing. Wow. Look, wow. Angel, thank you so much for being a member. Angel says, Kempire, looking forward to the live stream. You're a pro. No one breaks the internet overnight and you have to pray no one breaks the internet overnight and you have to rework the show. I'm a professional. So even if I don't have my props and my things and that, I could go off. Just hope the stream don't break. Look, fingers crossed. All right, let's hope the stream don't break. Arturo says, Michael is the Jackson. You're right. I think this fame that his son's about to have from being in this movie is going to Jermaine's head because he's like, that's my son. And he should be proud of his son. This should be a proud moment. But I feel like it's going to his head. Chrissy says, Jackie Jackson is still fine. He is. He's aging with grace, unlike some of them. Ingram, thank you so much. Just bought my live stream ticket. My birthday is today. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right, enough of that. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Okay, Pisces. All right. Anyways, enough of that. I'm getting out of here, y'all. All right. Shout out to everyone that's got their live stream ticket. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on some of the hot topics that we just shared. I will add the timestamps between now and tomorrow. Enjoy the ride that is this live stream. This wasn't even supposed to happen, okay? So enjoy the entire live stream. You'll also be able to hear it on the Kempire podcast. Shout out to our sponsors. Be sure to check that out. We did have a couple of super chats. Andrea, thank you so much for the super chat. Andrea says, I just bought my ticket live stream in Seattle. Thank you, Andrea. My birthday was March 9th, Pisces season. I'm going to get dressed like I'm going to the live, though. I love that. You all should dress up and have your favorite drink on hand. And happy birthday. Happy birthday, Andrea. We appreciate it. I'm not going to sing happy birthday again because my throat. I've already been talking a lot today. Okay. Men, my babies. Thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. It says, I can't wait for the live stream on Friday. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Shout out to all of you that got the live stream. I need to get the update on how many we got. If we could, I think we had, I can't remember. I need to ask them. I really don't remember how many we had the last time. I would like to, I'm competitive. That's the Taurus in me. I want to break what we did last time, even though we probably have the reigning record over there. Just saying. I'm going to ask tomorrow. All right. Miss Sharon, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a longtime member. Miss Sharon says, I bought my live stream ticket, Kempire. Thank you, Miss Sharon. We appreciate it. Miss Sharon always buys. I appreciate it, Miss Sharon. And I hope you guys enjoy the show. There's a lot that we're going to get into. I'm still figuring it out. That's why I'm getting off of here now so I can really start figuring out. I'm definitely talking about this. I'm definitely going to talk about Potomac. Don't worry. Beverly Hills is up in the air, okay? I'm definitely going to be talking about some different hot topics that's not just reality TV related, but it's going to be a lot of course, reality television, the hot topics of what's going on, okay? Candy said, just got my live stream ticket. Thank you, Candy. All right. Arturo says, I'm going to buy my live stream ticket and enjoy it from the comfort of my own home with my cocktail and my reefer. Not my reefer. Whatever is going to make me funnier, go ahead. Look, go ahead. Mr. Melon Magic says, Wendy's coming to the show. Can she leave the state? Damn. More of that on my live show. Goodbye, y'all. I've got to get out. Lady D, thank you so much for the super chat. Lady D says, bought my live stream ticket. Thank you so much, Lady D. We appreciate it. Replay crew, be sure to let us know. Alva says, I like your commentary on anything. You make it interesting, even Beverly Hills, which I don't even like. I will probably only talk about what I want to talk about when it comes to Beverly Hills. I know you guys do not want me to recap any of the storylines, so there will be probably a brief mention if I remember. Okay? All right. Moving on. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you to our King's Guards. Be sure to thank them in the chat. We didn't plan this live. They see the notifications like you do, and they pile on in. So thank you. Thank you to our folks. All right. Did I get every super chat? I did. Thank you so much, guys, so much for the super chats, the Venmos, the Cash Apps. Thank you for everyone that liked the video. Over 532 of you. I appreciate it. Shout out to those of you watching on Facebook as well. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening. If you do not see a video from me tomorrow or on Friday, you will understand why. I am in show mode. I need to rest my voice. I need to rest my body. I got things I got to get done tomorrow, so stay tuned. Okay, stay tuned. See you, New York, on Friday at the Green 42. There are a few in-person tickets left. So if you are in New York, this is a reason to come out. Come meet me, all right? Because like I said, I'm not planning any more shows for the rest of the year. This is it. Like Michael Jackson's. This is not Michael Jackson. This is it, okay? Because we don't know what the world is going to look like after Friday, the 13th. Just saying. I'm hopeful. But get your tickets. Hameda says, oh no, I came in at the end. It's okay. Watch the replay and go get your ticket for the live stream, Hameda. You probably already have it. All right. Thank you all for being here. I will see you all in the next one. Have a fantastic evening. Happy hump day and be well. Bye, y'all. Keep liking the video. Go get your live stream ticket. Ticket information is available in the description. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. For more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.